Hello, hello, or ho, ho, ho. Hi, Erin. Nice to see you live. Okay, I guess we'll get started. I'm hoping people will turn on their video so I can see you moving along with me. Hey, there's my cousin Karen. Hi, Karen. Tara, how are you? Good to see you. And Jillian, thank you for joining me. I'm honored. I'm praying my my Santa hat will stay on. Oh, Leslie. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Sherry. Okay, I guess we're gonna get started. And if people turn on their video cameras, that would be awesome. And if I can't see you moving, that's okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on those who are moving along with me. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna turn my spine corrector the other way because I'm going to use the top of the barrel here as my very, very little mat to do my 100 and some of the stomach series up here. Okay, so a narrow, small base of support is gonna challenge us. And I invite you to do the same, but if you want to start it off on the mat before you proceed onto the spine corrector, do what's right for your body. I'm hoping this is gonna be a fun session. And if I get really warm, I'll peel off the my winter white sweatshirt so you get a little bit better view of the lines of the body and how it's moving, okay? So we're gonna lay back. Okay, make sure that you're really pressing yourself into the top of your spine corrector or your mat. And you're gonna bring your knees toward you. And you're gonna reach those arms long, making sure that you're not caving in through the chest and you're not punching up your shoulders into the ears. Keep your arms long, your fingers close together, and reach out those legs to an angle that you know your back can hold. And press your heels and your thighs together, scooping your tummy in. We're gonna start breathing as we pump our arms up and down. Breathing out and in and out. And we're gonna continue in this pattern, holding our legs long from our powerhouse, starting to look for that connection of the arms into your back, especially into deep down here into your low back, looking for that lats connection. Flattening those abdominals into your barrel or into your mat. And maybe gradually reaching your legs a little further, a little longer, but always from a deep connected center. And it's starting to get warm in here. I hope you're starting to heat up. And I know a lot of you have been working out maybe all day, maybe with the other instructors in the Gratz holiday home down, or maybe at your own studios or homes, and just bring those legs in. So what I'm hoping that we do today is we kind of put our bodies back together after a long, busy day. Reach out one leg, bring the other leg in. And I want you to really pull in the stomach, shoulders back, and start to alternate. And we're doing our single leg stretch here without shifting our torsos. You're gonna find an angle that you know that you can hold that's not gonna lift your back off your mat or your barrel. Continue to breathe deeply and slowly. And we're gonna bring both of our legs in and stay here as we exhale. Now on the inhale, we're gonna reach our arms and our legs away without dropping the head back and stretch the arms around. Bring those legs back into you, breathing out. Inhale, reach those arms and legs long and far. Reach around and exhale, pull the legs back in. And let's continue with that. And as the legs reach away, make sure that you're not arching that low back. We're also monitoring those arms, that they're working from our low back and not up from the shoulders. Let's go for a couple more. And last one. And we're going to transition into our single straight leg stretch. So one leg's going to reach up as the other leg reaches forward. You're going to hold your hands nice and high, but make sure you're not shrugging the shoulders. You're still lifting through the chest, shoulders down. And we're going to start to pulse twice and switch. 1 and 2. We're going to try to keep our hands steady in the same place. So rather than our arms reaching forward to grab a hold of our leg, using our abdominals, we're going to try to bring the leg into our hands and the other leg's reaching away. And you're trying to extend through your hips, through your knees, all the way to your ankles and toes. So you have a long, long line. And our low backs are cemented into our barrel or mat. Okay, now we're gonna hold both of our legs up and we're gonna keep our heels and our thighs together. And you can just keep your hands here for now. Shoulders back, chest is lifted, belly's pulled in. Now we're gonna take our hands behind the head and we're gonna reach our legs forward just to where you can without moving your back and return those legs up. Inhale and exhale. And let's do about 3 more of these. These are tough. And we're just getting started. And we want to make sure we're not falling backward. And we're not pushing the head forward. We're letting those shoulders slide down the back. And we're holding those legs from our strong cores. Now bend the knees in, rotate into your crisscross. Don't fall off your barrel. And then to the other side. And 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. Oh, and sit right up. Okay, and I'm going to turn my spine corrector now so that it's facing the usual orientation. Okay, and I'm going to sit with my back to the barrel for the spine stretch forward. And I'm just using my barrel here as tactile feedback for a lifted lower back. So the bottom end of my sacrum and my tailbone are just touching the mat. The legs are reaching forward, toes are pointed up over the heels. And you're gonna hold your arms out in front of you and you're gonna sit tall and straight. And now you're gonna pull in the stomach and flex your abdominals as you bend your spine forward, reaching your fingers past your toes and keeping the neck nice and long, scooping up and in through the tummy. And then stacking right back up, feeling that spine corrector to know not to lean backward. Okay, let's do that again. Scooping in your tummy, start to look down and flex right at your waistline, coming forward, keeping that tail just touching your barrel behind you, and then stacking up. And we could do this with the arms just simply staying where they are, or you can bring them to the mat and do them a little bit more old school. And then taking 3 successive sliding stretches, a little bit more the way that Joe did in Return to Life. So I'll leave that choice to you, whether you want to hold your arms at shoulder height or bring your hands to the mat and slide and stretch forward. Regardless of what you do with your arms, I want you to keep your belly pressed in and lengthen your back. Here's our last one. And then come all the way back up and rest your arms and legs. Okay, so now from here, I'm gonna start to put some back bending into my spine. So the legs are gonna be bent for now. Feet are resting. I've got a little bit of space between my legs and hips, so they're not wider than my hips. And I'm gonna try to get my low back right into the barrel. Now, some of you may need a couple of cushions for your neck when we go into our back bend. We're all different sizes, right? So how we fit over the barrel is going to be easier for some than for others. So sit tall and straight, and pull in the stomach and start to think of going up in your back as you go backward. And we're going up to go back, and I'm just gonna hang on to my hat with one hand and reach behind and then come back up. Okay, let's try that again. Very tall, very straight. Start to go up to go back and try to reach behind you and stretch the arms and then bring the arms up and sit up tall, right over the hips. And let's do that one more time, going up as we go back, keeping our abdominals pressed into our spine. So as we go backward, we're trying to make our front and our back bodies work in harmony together. And we're gonna stay back here this time, and we're gonna bring the arms toward the ceiling. And now reach them behind you as you exhale. You're gonna feel a lot of work around your thoracic spine, just behind your chest. And again, if you need to put some pillows behind your neck or maybe a small towel rolled up there to support the neck, please do. And keep trying to pull your stomach, your front to your back and your whole torso into your barrel. All right, from here, we're gonna alternate the arms back and forth. And I just want you to breathe fully and slowly. Keep the arms long and reaching from your back, especially from your low back. Here's our last one. And we're gonna reach both of our arms back, and they're gonna sweep around in a circular fashion towards our hips and then back up and behind. And as you continue with the circle, we're just going for about 5 of these. I want you to continue to breathe and work your abdomen so that you're staying straight back into your barrel. Here's our last one in that direction. And then reverse it. And the circles can be as big as you can control. If it's causing you strain, make them smaller, or maybe sit up again and go back with maybe a little less extension if you're just starting to introduce that much back bending into your routine. And now from here, we're gonna pick up our heads. Just gonna grab my hat here again. Pick up our heads and go up and just bend forward a little here and stretch your back. That was a lot of back bending. And sit up tall. Okay, very good. And we're gonna continue with some back bends from the other side too, a little bit later, okay? So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through our leg series. And so now you're coming to the other side of your spine corrector, and you're going to work your way back. So what I do is I lay my low back over the top of the barrel, and I use the step to help me step up and slide back until the shoulders and the head are resting on the mat. And then it's important here that you find the angle that gives you support, right? What you want to do is make sure that your shoulders and your head are comfortably on your barrel, and that your low back is supported by the contours of your barrel. And then you're going to try to flatten your stomach and ribs into that. Okay, now you're going to float your knees toward you. You can always use your arms here holding onto your handles to feel like you could pull yourself a little bit more into your barrel and feel more supported. Just make sure that you're not bringing so much tension from your grip into your neck area. So the grip is here to help you get your arms into your back and your back into your barrel. All right, so we're going to begin with our legs straight up. Okay, and they're just right over the hips. They're not falling over our face. We're just going to hold them straight up. And I want you to extend long legs from your hips to your knees all the way to your ankles and toes, and keep your belly pressed in. Now we're going to hold our right leg exactly where it is. And with the left leg, we're going to reach for the wall that's in front of you if you were to sit up. And you're not going to feel like you're dropping your leg. You want to hold that leg from your powerhouse and then bring it back up. Now the left leg is going to remain very still as your right leg reaches for the wall. And we're not letting our left leg fall toward us, and then bring it back up. And so we're going to do this a few more times, alternating legs every time. And you want to reach from your hips to your toes in a straight line. Both legs are active here, not just the moving leg. The one that's lifted is really reaching upward. Okay, now we've done 3 with each leg. This time, keep your left leg still and bring your right leg toward you without letting the knee bend. And notice the stretch through the back of the leg. And then do the same with the left leg. Bring it toward you. And we're going to continue to alternate 2 more times. Remember, one leg is remaining straight up toward the ceiling, and the other one is moving. And we're going to do this 1 more time. So what we're doing is we're taking our scissors and we're breaking it down into bite-sized chunks. Okay, so now we're going to combine the 2. My right leg is going to come toward my face. My left leg is going to go toward the wall. I'm going to try to keep my low back and the pelvis very still. And I'm going to continue to extend through my knees to make sure that I'm not bending. And we're going to continue to alternate the legs backward and forward. This should feel really delicious on the legs, a beautiful stretch here. And we're working through our powerhouse to hold the weight of our legs and to stabilize our lower back and our pelvis. And depending on your flexibility, your legs might travel further than mine. And we're going to transition the scissor into our bicycle. So you're going to start to pedal your legs like you're riding your bike. And as you're pedaling those legs, you're thinking of almost kicking your step or kicking your behind. And you're going to continue to work those abdominals. So we're not forgetting about them and just moving our legs. We're moving our legs, but we're stabilizing our spine and our torso. It's a strong connection of abdominals to back. And now we're going to start to pedal our legs backward. And that one requires just a little bit more concentration because we're often not very coordinated when we go backwards in things, because how often do we do backward things in life, right? So this is amazing, not just for our body's coordination, but for our mental abilities too, right? To be able to handle things when they're not in the usual fashion. Okay, and now we're gonna hold those straight legs up. And if you have shifted at all, mental note, try not to shift, really work your core body to be still. And now we're gonna have our legs come apart from each other and they're gonna circle forward together and back up. So we're going through some circles. Please stay within a range that you feel in control, right? You don't wanna be taking the legs so far down that you feel like you're lifting your upper body off of your mat. And then we're gonna reverse our circles. And we're drawing a straight line from hips to toes throughout. And you're going to make sure they always return right to the center and that you're not favoring one side of your body. Okay, and then bend the knees toward you. And we're going to do a few frogs to prepare us for walking. So we're going to keep our knees apart, our heels together throughout. Scoop in your tummy and begin to stretch your legs long and then pull them back in that frogging motion. And when you reach them long from your belly to your toes and feel how those legs really attach into your waistline. I like to think of your legs as not limbs that attach at your hips or begin at your hips and end at your toes, but think of them as a pair of very high-waisted leggings. Those legs begin right where the waistband of your high-waisted leggings would be. And now hold those legs long out there. And now begin to, let's go into beats first before we do our walk. So we're beating our thighs together, keeping our bellies pulled in. And then we're gonna hold our legs together. And you can do a second set of beats at the same height, or you can challenge it by going a little further, but a little deeper in your powerhouse and continue to beat. right? So as I challenge myself to go a little lower and a little further, you can join me, or you can listen to your body and know that you have to stay within the safe means for you, right? I don't want you to push yourself if it's causing any strain. All right, so I've done 3 sets there, and then I'm going to bring them a little bit higher, back to that middle position or middle angle, and beat there. And then using my powerhouse, return them to where I began, finish the beats there. And then frog the legs back in. Okay, good work. Now we're gonna reach back out, and just keeping the legs either in a Pilates stance or parallel to one another, scoop in the tummy and begin to take small steps like you're tippy-toeing, because it's Christmas Eve and you're tippy-toeing over to the presents under the tree, and you don't want to get caught sneaking a peek either at Santa or at the presents. So you're going to continue to tippy-toe your way across the room, keeping your belly drawn in, making sure that you don't raise your back, that you don't lift your head or arch at your neck or round the shoulders. We want nice, relaxed, long postures in our spines and broad shoulders here. Okay, very good. And then we're going to bend the knees here. And let's bring the knees together. Okay, now make sure you're in a good spot on your barrel. Let's have the knees remain together and just let your knees continue to reach forward until your feet land on your step. All right, from there, we're going to keep our inner thighs pulled in as if we could pull our inner thighs up into the waistband of our high-waisted leggings and stretch one leg long. I'm reaching out with my right leg. Now, keeping that right leg straight, you're going to raise it up and reach it to the wall. Let's do 5 of these. And 3. Continue to breathe deeply. 4. And 5. And then bring that leg in and stretch your left leg long from hip to toe. Keep your waist pulled in and continue to lift and lower that left straight leg. Feeling that beautiful stretch to the back of your leg, from the back of the knee to the hip and the buttock. And we're going to reach that leg long and low and bring the knee back in. And now bring both your knees toward you and keep your belly pulled in and bring the knees in. Okay, and so now we're going to transition into like a variation of the rollover and another variation of the corkscrew. So we're going to start with our legs reaching forward in a nice long line, and that might be a little higher than it is for me on you, and that's okay. We're going to bring the legs up, pulling in the stomach. We're going to start lifting the pelvis off the barrel and reaching the legs behind. And just hold your body there with your powerhouse. Bring the legs apart, return your spine, your low back to the barrel, reach your legs forward while they're still apart, and then bring them back together. Raise your legs. Using your powerhouse, raise your pelvis. So you're on your shoulders there. Open your legs, return your low back and pelvis to the barrel and reach those legs long apart and then bring them together. And let's do that again. And we're going to reverse it. When we get to the farthest point, we're going to bring the legs apart this time, raise them, lift from your powerhouse, bring your legs together, lower, stretch away, separate the legs, lift them, bring them toward you with your powerhouse, legs together, lower back to the barrel, stretch away. And here's the last one. And then legs together and down from there. Now, from this position, we're going to reach them forward, reach them behind us, and we're going to start to corkscrew. And I'm going to get you to stay in the same direction 3 times before we change the direction. So we're going right to left, right to left, and now we're going to change the direction. Left to right. Notice I'm not lifting my hips right now. Turning the hips, resisting any rotation through the shoulders, and then bend the knees. Now we're going to keep the knees bent, and we're going to do a little rolling in and out. So it's just like the corkscrew that we did, but with bent legs. We're going to take our knees through a circle from right to left, from right to left, right to left. And then we're going to reverse it when we get to the center, left to right. Keep your belly pulled in. 2 more times. Massaging that low back. Here's the last one. And now just bring those knees in and put your hands on the barrel. Slide the barrel away until your arms are nice and long. Rest your knees there. And what I want you to do here is just reach your arms back and rest your back on the mat, which means your abs are working. We're not letting everything hang out and lift off the mat. And then bring your arms down, and we're going to sit up from here. And I'm just going to reposition my spine corrector. And I understand that there's a winner. Someone's going to come in and announce the winner in this group soon. So be ready to be interrupted soon, but it's happy news, I promise. Okay. So what we're going to do here, we've got to do some kind of teaser, don't we? So we're going to sit on our barrel, kind of in the nook of the step, and we're going to stretch our legs out long. And I want you to really use your powerhouse to lift you here. So we're not dumping into the low back. We're lifted, arms are parallel to the legs. And I want you to use your scoop and really pull it in as we start to go backward. And you're just gonna go to where you feel that you're not about to wrench your back, right? Some of you are very, very strong and you might go all the way to the mat. And that's fabulous for you. And some of us are working our way there. So we're just going to work within our power, right? Where we're feeling strong and connected. You never want to go to a place where all of a sudden you feel like, whoops, I can't make it back up. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, you can come on in and announce your announcement. I said that there would be a little interruption there.
Hi, everyone. We wanted to announce that someone won a weighted poll in this class, and it's Erin Henderson. So Erin,
yay, Erin!
in Instagram so we can get your address and send you the weighted poll.
I wish I had my bells on.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay, I guess we're out of time.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. Continue to enjoy the rest of the classes today, and happy holidays to everyone. Bye.
Great class.